Stay on your toes. I always have the upper hand.
Oh yes, the time has come! The time of fate and curses!
Yeah.
I need a moment to recover. A terrible mistake.
You don't seem to like my curses! Maybe you like my jokes better?
Your death awaits. Chance to run! I need a moment to recover.
The time for laughter has passed. It's the hour of hunting and chaos.
I'll loot your corpse. This is my chance to run. A terrible mistake.
They go down!
I need a moment to recover.
time for masks is over. You risk challenging an eldest, and I accept the challenge. You will fight not a mere embodiment, but my true essence. This is my essence. I don't need magic or servile monsters to destroy you. Words are enough. Yes, words. I once told you, words spoken in the right time and place possess the power of a storm. You lightheartedly answer that you know what your power and essence are, and the desire to make the world live by your rules. I remember your answer. The world remembers it too. Your answer, your heart, your essence. And now, cursed queen, I'm taking this part of your soul, as I took away Nyrissa's ability to love. What you called your essence is yours no more. Let us continue. We both will. But what do you own? A meager patch of land, a few thousand souls? My dominion is chaos and magic, madness and deceit. Your power is nothing compared to mine, and that is why you are helpless before me. You will take my every blow as a divine punishment, as something you would insult me with this. This? I'm curious what you think of me, cursed queen. Do you see me as a villain, or a simple joker? In truth, well, I'll never be able to conceive of the truth. Being an eldest means being one of the many strings that hold the world in place. Being an eldest means being such a vast and self-sufficient value that one's equals become strangers and one's inferiors are entirely insignificant. Good. You can play with words.
Stab their backs.
What a refreshing feeling. I don't remember sensing it for a dozen millennia. But what's next? How will you end this story? Listen, I know a good ending. Elegant and refined. The hero defeats a deity in battle. Impressed ape grants the victor power and immortality. The hero enters the chambers of the deity to become his champion and herald, eternal, powerful, equally glorified both in the first world and in Valerian. Her kingdom healed from its wounds and flourished under the rule of the immortal champion. A beautiful ending, isn't it? And this legend is yours for the asking.
Trust the laughing lie. Don't do this. Not after everything you and I have endured because of him. I can give you immortality and power, though not as much as the Lantern Kings. Perhaps we won't be able to stand against the eldest, but accept my gift and my patronage. And together we will make him pay for what he's done.
How sad it is to hear you, Nyrissa. Thousands of years for nothing! You haven't learned a single lesson. Never learned to atone. But what do you say? Did I tell you I don't like dying? Well, I don't. Perhaps we should stop this pointless exercise and speak seriously? So be it. This performance has run its course. It would be unwise to continue it. Besides, I have no love of dying and returning to life. My fellow eldest are very good at playing especially intricate pranks at that exact moment. You were cursed by my will. By my will, you are now free from the curse. May shackles be broken, fetters be loosened. What's been stolen will be returned. What's been divided will be made whole again. I say farewell, and release your kingdom to the material plane.
that the eldest and other spiteful beings wouldn't be bothering us, the Queen returned to her subjects and celebrated the victory and the end of the kingdom's miseries with great fanfare. Everything gradually returned to normal, including our exciting lives. Not always peaceful, but also not troubled by invasions from another world. And little by little, our heroes and the common folk began to forget the sorrows of the past. Sometimes, on clear spring nights, the Queen saw dreams. In them, the nymph Nyrissa, fierce and wounded, battled the Jabberwock, died, and returned to life, again and again and again. Sadly, the numerous misfortunes that befell the Queen took their toll on the stolen lands. Matters left to luck and state problems left unattended meant the stolen lands would remain a lawless realm. It turns out you can't be both a great heroine and a successful ruler at the same time. Or the heroine of this story couldn't, at least. The feud between Brevois North and South, which had been smoldering for ages, finally sparked the fires of civil war. Our troops lent aid to the forces of Restov, led by Sword Lord Jamandi Aldori. After several bloody battles, House Sertova was forced to recognize Restov's independence. The victory came at a high price, but we have no more loyal ally than once more free Rostland. The Tiger Lords never fully recovered from the damage Armont did to the tribe. Lacking a strong leader and torn by infighting, the barbarians sank into a short but fierce internal war. Pitax had never been a paragon of law and order, but now it had become one giant bandit den. That had its benefits. A good share of the profits made their way to the treasury without fail, and the black markets held anything you could hope to find. But Pitax brought a lot of trouble too, as thieves, extortionists, and drug dealers spread their tendrils throughout the entire kingdom. Carnivariel wasn't governor for long. He was found hanged in the central square, with a sign on his chest saying Iravetti's bootlicker. Maestro Bellavera gave the Academy of the Arts a second wind. Throwing out mediocre students and sycophants, she gathered within its walls talented visionaries, rebels, and freethinkers, those whose gifts felt cramped within the walls of more respectable institutions. She managed to do what Iravetti never could, namely make the Academy truly famous, albeit scandalously so. Hargulka, the Troll King, still lives in the Stolen Lands. Amazingly, he managed to bring his savage kin to heel, even organizing trade with nearby settlements of ordinary citizens. The common folk aren't exactly excited to have such neighbors, but they'll settle for trolls who've switched their menu to forest game and the cattle people sell them. Unfortunately, without its founder, Varnhold never really recovered from the blow. Over time, the colony withered away. All the more so when its dwellers continued to disappear under mysterious circumstances. It took less than 2 years for Varnhold to permanently become a ghost town. The only person happy about the news was the Queen's new advisor, a mysterious and powerful wizard who still serves the ruler loyally to this day. After the kobolds and mites disappeared, the empty caves beneath the old sycamore quickly became home to all kinds of disgusting critters. Giant centipedes being the most innocent and pleasant of them. Oleg's trading post now resembles a border stronghold more than a haven for merchants and travelers. A town sprung up around it, from which the leader of the guard operates. Oleg and Svetlana aren't too happy about it, but at least they don't have to fear for their lives anymore. Jod remained loyal to the Queen to the end of his days, healing the sick and generously sharing his austere wisdom with anyone who wished to hear it, and some who didn't. Having fulfilled his duty to the ruler, Erastil's priest peacefully departed this world, surrounded by friends and disciples. The Sweet Teeth departed on a journey, hoping to see as many wonders as possible of this world and others. Avindra was glad to see the Lantern King's plans turn to dust. She spent some time helping restore the kingdom after the calamity, then returned home to the First World. They say the rebellious spirit of her cousin Nyrissa awoke within her as well. Avindra is said to recount our story to the Fae, encouraging them to question the power and might of the eldest. After the victory, the storyteller abandoned his affairs and began spending a lot of time alone in contemplation. He eventually bid farewell to the Queen and left her lands. But I suspect the inhabitants of Galarian haven't heard the last of this mysterious traveler, for his own story is hardly finished. Amiri stayed close friends with Nylath, but she remained a pariah to all the other members of the Six Bears tribe. Despite all the wisdom of their new chief, the tribe never found its place among the unfamiliar plains and cities, and they soon broke apart. The two friends left the kingdom together, setting off to find their own adventures. Enough that it would take a separate book to tell them all. Valerie stayed to serve the Queen, and to this day, she continues to be a muse to many people. Not just bards and admirers, but to warriors as well. Honest and resilient, Valerie is not just famous for her feats in battle, but also for her patience and kindness, which she says the Queen helped her discover within herself. Canera celebrated the victory along with everyone else, but was soon consumed by black thoughts about her missing sister. One day we discovered her house empty, her things sold, and Canera herself gone. All that remained was a short goodbye note. The note explained that Canera had sold her soul to one of the most powerful devils in hell. With his help, she hoped to save Kalika from the Forefather. In case of failure, Canera wrote in her usual no-nonsense manner, my soul will be in hell, and my sister and I will at least share the same fate. Despite all the woes that befell the country, our queen remains a strong leader. Many noble houses from neighboring lands wouldn't hesitate to be related to her, and they regularly send a variety of marriage proposals. As for myself, the author of this book, Lindsay, who never chose a pretty nickname, I'm still here, inside my creation, within the Capitol Library. I live just like I always dreamed, surrounded by people and books, and not a day goes by without someone turning my pages. My story inspired many others to take up the quill. My readers have written many beautiful books and poems, transporting prisoners of humdrum lives into worlds of endless fantasy. What more could I dream of?